Hopefully we can hear. Yo, yo, yo. This is Sensei Mustafa Swami. I'm here. Yeah, I'm here with the guy. Go ahead.
And this is Myles K, better known as Myles, the man. What I was asking Mustafa was, there's three things that every person in their life should look to have or look to, how can I say it? Look to really something to inspire them, to keep them going, to get them from where they are to the end goal. And a guy asked me these same three questions, so I'm going to ask Mustafa the same three questions. And this is something to think about for yourself. Just, if you have answers for these, great. If not, you always can look deep within yourself to find answers. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just simply something that you love, something that you look forward to do, you look forward into doing, or something that you just like to do. Like, it could be anything. But the first question is something that you love.
Oh. Well, let me get the last question so I kind of know where I'm headed.
All right, so
I got the first two.
So something to look forward to. What do you look forward to?
That was the third thing?
That's the third
thing. Okay. So something to love, something to do,
and something to look forward to.
Okay. Something to love. Oh my gosh.
It could be anything.
I know, and there's so many things. I would say myself, simply just because, I can be anything, because I was like thinking all these things. I'm like, God, dog, like, I want to name all these people. Like, I literally wanted to say friends, family, but it's like, if I love myself, all of that will be loved. I promise you.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Appreciate
That's a good answer, man, because if you don't have love for yourself, then how can you have love for anybody or anything else? Because it all starts with yourself first, internally, to be able to put that external love out and get people to love themselves. So that's a good one for number one.
I appreciate that.
Oh,
too.
No, man, no problem.
Hey, and these questions, I started the podcast just sitting here because he's asked me a question before this, but, he's got a whole palette here, and he's helping people, sitting down with people, doing meetings, and these three things that he was getting into, I just had to record it because it's cold play, so back into it.
Man, appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Just here to just do what I can do, man. So the next one is something to do. So it can be anything. It could be, hey, you like to go run, you like to wash clothes.
Yeah.
It could be anything. Like, it really could be anything, something that you like or love to do.
Dude, I really like flipping. Like, off walls, off of everything. Off of, the ground.
Okay.
Front flips.
And what is your reason? Is it like a rush you get from it, or is it the feeling, or like what is it that really like puts you in that something to do? Like, it's just like, should I go flip off this or flip off that? Like, what really?
So this one guy, Mike Chain, said something like, he said when your body, so if you don't feel good, or you don't feel like doing something, the best thing you can do is move your body real quick. Because if you can change your body, like, one thing that I looked up to, and I'll go away from Mike Chain, which he's a great dude, but it's like, in our lives, when we don't feel like we can push forward on even small things, it's best to take a walk, because our legs are direct. How much you can use your legs, like if your legs feel tired all the time, or they feel weak, or if you don't feel like you can get up and take a walk just when you want to, you feel that same way about like little things. But if you can take a 10-minute walk, or go walk in the woods, like, walking is so crazy, bro, because it's such a psychological thing. Like, because I did it too. I was in like a little slump, and I went walking in the woods. I didn't go flip. I was just like, let me just go walk. And it just woke up my legs and my spirit, as far as like
being outside, connecting with nature.
It's just like the walking aspect. I swear, like, when your legs get in that movement of forward, it's a rhythm. And when you stay in that rhythm, you don't have anxiety of this rhythm. But when you hear this and you're sitting down and you haven't done this in a while, it sounds kind of ominous. Like, and you hear that thumping in you, and it's just like, really long story short, man, it's just moving, and it's the thing that I like to do. Something to do for me is just flipping and moving, because for me I can't even explain what it does for me in music. Like when I hear the music after I've made it, and then I flip and then I go back, it's completely different, bro. Like I'm really inside of a dimension that is movement. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's true movement.
So it's like a wake up, like an internal spiritual wake up.
Yeah, that's my something to do. Keep flipping.
All right, so third question would be something to look forward to. What would that be?
Something to look forward to. Honestly, bro, I look forward to things like this. You know, like, because all these people walking around this mall, and all the things going on today, people passing, you know, Kobe Bryant, a legend, just passed, and
it's crazy.
It's, as a Swami, you know, I have a different understanding of what happens when someone passes. So when my grandmother passed, I was making a song, and I put on my podcast. I was like freestyling a guitar composition. My father texted me, he's like, call me. Right after I got done, and I was like, I posted the freestyle, and I was just like, you know, I called it Dad's Up Freestyle. And I didn't really want to do it, post it, I was like, this ain't my best. But I had fun, like I was laughing, and then I just got, right after I posted, I got a call from my dad. Like, boom. I was like, what's up, Pop? He's like, your grandmother just passed. And I was just like, what? And it was something that I felt in that moment. I was like, man, just do it. And right when we got the phone, I realized it's like, I have no reason to go backwards. I have no reason to stop going forward, because I heard the joy in my voice in that thing I didn't think was so good. I heard the joy. I brought that into this realm. I heard the joy in myself. It was like, it was almost a message and a confirmation from my grandmother, like, continue doing this, you know, continue doing this. And then the same thing, I was making a song when my lady came in, and it was kind of just something where I was like, man, I don't really feel like putting these words down. I could do it later. I could do this, blah, blah. And I just remember coming in and saying, I was just like, it hit me, not like the same, but it was just like, I was drawn back, and I'm just like, I wanted to be down. And I just remember writing something Kobe Bryant said. He was like, job's not done. It was in an interview. They were like, why you look mad, blah, blah. He's just like, job's not done. And it's just, that's kind of what I felt from him, no lie. Like, when you are connected to, there's two sides of this world. And it's not a matter of race, color, anything. It's a matter of good and evil. And I'm just being real.
Makes sense.
And so, you know, I know I'm on the side of good, because that's what's leading me. And so when people pass, they go to that side, and they're able to not, it's not like spirits on the other side where they come in and manipulate. No, it's not like that. They work through us. Like, when someone passes, especially close to you, the pain we feel is if we forget them, because that's the pain of them trying to come alive through us again. And until we remember them, I'm talking about really remember them, we're going to feel that pain, because they want to be here. They want to be here, meaning us, through us living beautiful, love, happy. Like, they want to be here. So not like be here like a spirit. No. They want us to be here through us. So Kobe, and I love Kobe Bryant, bro. Like, it's crazy. I've always felt a weird connection to Kobe Bryant. Like, the way he looks, I have that same look, and people always kind of be scared of that. But like, and I was never afraid of it, but I could see people like, what are you so uptight for? I'm like, nah, like, you gotta get it. So to me, it was just like, in that moment, it was like, man, this is what Kobe Bryant, you know, not really what Kobe Bryant was lending to me, but just keep doing this, because that's just something I look forward to, which is just being here, doing these things, making music, and these type of conversations, because without this, it's just so many things. Like 10 years from now, but right now this means nothing, right? Just like that song I said, that freestyle when I put out, my grandmother was like, oh, like, you know, I'm passing. I could have not put it out, but boom, I'm here. So every single thing that we do is important, it's vital, you know. So
because it might not might not show itself in that moment, but it will show itself. It's something that I was recently telling someone about that I really didn't understand at the time when it happened. And it wasn't until my aunt spoke to me and she said, you're really blessed. And yeah, I've heard it so many times before. I've heard it since I was growing up, whatever. But in that moment, it didn't really hit me until I heard it from her. Being that she was my aunt that was married into the family through my uncle, which my uncle was on drugs most of my life. He stole from us. He got beat up, shot, stabbed, like everything you could think of he had been through. And he was on drugs for, I would say, 20 to 21 years. And now, he's married. He has a little girl. He has a family, has a house. Everything that people told him he wouldn't do, he did. But for her to tell me, you're blessed, it really made me think about something that happened a couple years back where he used to smoke heavily, like every single day, like sun up to sundown, it's burned. And I never forget it. One day I was sitting at the house, and it was when me and my cousin lived together. We had a roommate, and nobody was home. And I'm in the house and smoking, drinking a little bit, and like clear as day, I heard a voice speak to me and said, "Stop smoking for a week." And I'm like, God, is this you? Like, you speaking to me? Like, no. I know I hear this, but if this is really, and this is how me and God conversate, I tell him all the time, hey, if this is really you, send me confirmation. A lot of people are like, oh, you're not supposed to challenge God, but one thing that you have to realize is it's all about a personal relationship. So that's the same thing as you having a friendship with somebody as opposed to you having a friendship with a teacher. The teacher is going to have the same relationship with everybody because that's the teacher's job. They're not supposed to favor one person over the next person. Right. But if you have a friendship, your friendship is different from somebody else's friendship. And that's just how your relationship is with God. At least that's how my relationship is. Yes. So I always ask for confirmation because I want to make sure that what I am hearing, I'm actually hearing. So can you please confirm it? So this is how funny God is. Nobody was in the house that day, that night when this happened. The next day, me and my cousin get together and we're smoking. And he tells me, he said, hey, man, I'm about to start smoking for a week. I look at him and I said, hey, man, it's funny. I heard the same thing last night when I was sitting here by myself. And it was like, you need to just stop smoking for a week. So he was like, okay, so we're going to start tomorrow. And the next day was Sunday. I think it was like a Friday night I heard it. He had a gig that night, so nobody was home. Saturday came, we got together that day, and that's when he told me, he was like, yeah, I'm going to stop smoking. We're going to start on Sunday. So from Sunday to Sunday, we stopped smoking. I said, all right, cool. I'm good with that. Let's do it. So at this point, this is like the first time we actually ever, it's the first time we ever like stopped smoking, like for a consecutive period. Because like this was, like we've been doing this shit since high school. So it's one of those things. So we did it. And usually on Saturdays, because my cousin plays drums, he would have choir practice, and I was the sound guy because I was doing sound. So this Saturday, I was like, I'm always doing it. Really don't really feel like doing it today. I just want to take a little mini break. So I go downtown. Now, I'm downtown by Underground on Peachtree. And
that sounds like a lyric. Downtown Underground on Peachtree. Ooh, shit.
This song is, this is something that it's in the works. It's in the works. It's coming to life. But I'm downtown, and at the time, I got a black smoking because can't smoke no bud. So guy walks by me and say, "Hey man, you want to buy some tree?" And I'm looking like, hell yeah, I want to buy some. But in that moment, I couldn't get the words out. So before I could say yes, no comes out. Like just no just comes out. So I'm like, okay, so I guess that was a no. So I'm just keep it moving. Yeah. So at that point, still standing there, and that same voice that I heard earlier that week that told me to stop smoking for a week